What's on the menu? Black Panther.
Oh, because it's Africa?
Is that
Come
racist?
on. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's what's the word? Setting. They're both in Africa.
Yep.
So
It's okay. I'm alright. I'm white. Alright, guys. So we're going to talk about Black Panther. Obviously, clearly, can't argue, have to agree with me. Probably one of the best parts of Civil War.
exactly what I was going to say.
We get to find out, about vibranium. The hype for this movie was unreal. Like, after Civil War, people were excited for Spider-Man. We're excited to have Spider-Man back. But what did everyone want after Civil War?
Black
Black Panther. Blackwick Chadman? Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Black Man. Sorry. Chadwick Boseman. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't be sad. Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, perfect casting for the character, I think. I think that Chadwick Boseman is a great actor. I think that he's great in the role. I love the costume design. I love his character and how, just like I said, that air of mystery and that haunting seriousness, the kingly upbringing, sort of, that element that he has to his character.
I want to start off with cast just right off the bat and get it out of the way. Returning cast, we have Claw from Avengers Age of Ultron.
Right.
Andy Serkis, which is awesome. I loved him in Age of Ultron for the little bit he was in there. He's fantastic in this movie. Okoye, sorry, I can't remember your name, but Walking Dead, Michonne, she's really cool. Nakia, who was Lupita Nyong'o, she's known for Star Wars, she was in Jungle Book. She's known for things outside of motion capture as well. But that's just what I know her from. She did a great job. And then you had... Angela Bassett as his mom, Forrest Whitaker, just a stellar absolute cast. Michael B. Jordan, obviously, one of the best villains I think we've had up until this point. I loved him as a villain.
Michael B. Jordan, I was worried that he would be wasted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a villain, but I think that Killmonger was a fantastic villain. I think that his motives were very real and great. I think that the story leading up to Killmonger and why he became the way that he did and how he was so driven by this, it wasn't hatred. It was he wanted to get to the crown of Wakanda. He didn't even hate Wakanda.
Right.
What he hated about Wakanda is that they weren't using these resources to free
he sees his culture, his people, and like anybody like him across not just America but the world suffering.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he loses his father at a very early age. You come to find out who Killmonger is from the opening scene. And so what does a little boy have when they have like very little memories of their father? They have this hero, this idea of who their father was, and they want to remember that and mirror it. So Killmonger as a villain, great. The only problem that I have is that I wish that he would have been introduced into Wakanda much sooner in the film. Sure. And been more utilized as, sort of like the overarching villain the entire time, rather than sort of like the last quarter of the film. Some of the CGI was pretty spotty. Pacing was a little weird in spots. But I think overall, Martin Freeman's character, I loved having Everett Ross back. I loved Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther. I loved Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. I loved Andy Serkis as Claw.
And I would say it's interesting, like, everything you loved about the movie, I loved about the movie. And to love this much about a movie, and then be positioned with when people ask you, how do you feel about the movie? And I give a resounding, it's all right.
It was all right.
And that's upsetting. That's very upsetting to me because of where I thought this movie could go, where I wanted it to go, how much I love Black Panther as a character. He is Batman, but more. Like, there's just so many. I love
how
Black
much
Panther.
hype he gave us from his outstanding performance in Civil War.
How is 15 minutes of a character in Civil War better than the entirety of their solo film? And I feel the same with Spider-Man. His introduction to Civil War was just so perfect.
Yeah, so Black Panther, definitely a very flawed film. I do think that there's like a little bit of overhype with it where people are calling it super great and amazing. You're definitely entitled to that opinion. You can think that. But when you've seen, all the films that we've seen, been a part of this, MCU, this whole like this being our family, and then you get another Ant-Man essentially, right? I wouldn't call Ant-Man a bad film.
I would put this exactly on par with Ant-Man. I feel about the same about him. Other than, and I always try to be careful on how I say this, but like, I believe the cultural significance of Black Panther is more impressive than the quality of the film, and I think that's a completely fair thing to say.
Right. There's nothing wrong with saying that, and I think that it gets a little boost in the ratings because of that. Not in my mind a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes by any means, but neither was A Quiet Place.
Still good.
Yeah, but still good. And another thing that I appreciate about this film is, again, what I appreciate about Doctor Strange and Ant-Man. It's that it introduces yet another new realm of possibility, another new world. We're opened up to... We've been introduced to vibranium several times at this point, but we've never seen how a culture that grew up with it could technologically evolve.
That's the one.
Evolve.
Vocabulary much good today.
Our English is very best. God, if we gotta go back to school or something, we're getting dumb as shit.
Well, luckily, T'Challa opened up a school for uneducated people like ourselves.
Right. I love the story. I love the message. I love, the whole thing about the film. I love that it introduced a world of technology beyond our greatest means. I love the post-credits scene. Is it the post-credits scene or the last scene?
Where he's addressing the UN?
Yeah, and they're like, what can you possibly offer us? Sticks and huts? And it's like...
I'm going to say it because I'm free to form my opinion. Shot at Trump, and I appreciate it and love it, and if you don't, that's fine. But he says, as a people and as a society, we need to come closer, and a wise man, or a wise culture, will build bridges, not walls, between our nations. And I was like...
Yeah, I do think that there needs to be a lot more of a worldwide humanity coming together. That's definitely something that needs to happen, and Black Panther does a good job of doing that. Mixed signal though, because they also have the air of hate to it with Killmonger. You have to understand that Killmonger is the radical in this, and that he's not necessarily in the right. He's sympathetic, but he's not in the right. He's in the minority. Black Panther ends up agreeing with Killmonger's message in a way towards the end and branches out his beliefs because he understands. He takes that shot at his father when he goes back, and he's like, how could you do that?
You were wrong.
You were wrong to do that. You were wrong. And then he gets to see the bigger picture, which is a good thing that Killmonger did for Wakanda and the world. So you see on Killmonger's essentially deathbed, he's looking out in the world, and all he wanted was, he killed a shit ton of people, and he was, pretty much a bad person, but he wanted a better world for his people, and in the end, he did that. He did a lot of great for the world. Amongst all the people that he killed and all the bad he did, he's the one that pushed T'Challa.
I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that it was a combination of Killmonger, but also Nakia,
right?
His ex, and then they of course reunite. But she's telling him that we could do more good out in the world, and he's trying to say that we're not
right. Sometimes it takes a second opinion, and when you're forced into a situation that brings that to you. A lot of good came from this movie. A lot for the MCU. A lot is about to change for planet Earth as we know it in the MCU. So we appreciate all that about the film, but just the entire whole film itself, it was okay.
It was a bit messy, and the action scenes I don't feel like were shot particularly well. Whereas they were
better
shot,
action.
yeah, and they were shot very well in Civil War.
With Black Panther. We didn't get. I think it's crazy. We look for a story, but what's The Winter Soldier has a great story. It's a great film, and it has a shit ton of fight scenes.
It's very balanced.
Like it has a lot of fight scenes.
It doesn't drag.
It's got a couple. It's cool the way he like lurches out of the trees in the dark. You know, that's kind of cool.
But the car flip thing was pretty cool.
You need more Black Panther. You need more fighting. You need more choreography in the fighting.
Here's my issue: is Black Panther is a character that should be and can be done vastly majority practical effects. How ugly was that fight scene between him and Killmonger?
How ugly was the super secret John Wick casino, whatever the hell it was, place where they're trying to apprehend Claw, and he does that Black Panther leap up to the second, and it was just like, it looks like Enter the Matrix for GameCube. You know what I mean? It was just not great.
But like, there's no reason to have these two characters fight each other like down in the mine stuff, and both characters be like entirely CGI, and it looks like Blade 2 from like the early 2000s. Why?
Right.
When you have Captain America, when you have Civil War and Winter Soldier that are so gritty, grounded, and the fight choreography is so impressive, how can we not do that in Black Panther? It upset me and disappointed me.
Right. No, I was very upset with it, especially since, you know, the visuals in movies like Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy, where they're perfect. Right. They're perfect. I mean, as perfect as they can get with what we have now. Age of Ultron, Hulk, you know, we're so far past what they gave us that it was just disappointing, especially with the money that the Disney practical monopoly has, you know. And especially if this movie was supposed to be so important and so, you know, like much of a message, that they wouldn't, you know, like be willing to put. I
think in hindsight, if they would have seen that it was going to open up at 200 million,
right,
and get past $1 billion overall, they would have pumped more money into it. I think for whatever reason they were worried that mass audiences wouldn't run to Black Panther, and I don't think they spent as much on it as they have some of the other movies.
I think that some of the stuff in Deadpool looks better than, you know.
And Deadpool's like
$50 million.
Well, the first one, this one, it's still under 100.
Right.
And Black Panther should have been over, I'm pretty sure. Anyways.
But again, like, you know, another problem with Jurassic World is that what makes the first one hold up so well? The practical effects.
Oh,
you know, you gotta mesh that a little better. Not to say that my only problem with Black Panther was spotty CGI by any means. Like I said earlier, I wish that they wouldn't have dragged the ceremony thing. He goes down, he fights. They should have just done that one time.
There's a lot of repeat in the movie for like the lack of action stuff that they.
You're Black Panther, now you're not. Now you are. Now you're not.
Yeah, they then doing like the trial, no, not trial by combat, but like the contest for the king, for the throne. Geez. With like M'Baku, and then they do it again with Killmonger, and then there's and then T'Challa goes to the Necropocalypse, I think is what it's called. That's like the world of the or of the dead.
It's Wakanda's astral plane.
Yeah, thank you very much. That sounds better. He goes there twice. Killmonger goes there once, and we only have so much screen time, and to spend so much time in the same places over and over again, it felt wasted.
Mm-hmm.
When there's so many other aspects of Wakanda that we wanted to see. They did set up the culture very well. I appreciated it, but like we both said, we wanted more from the film.
And I think that's fine. Overall, it's a good movie. Overall, I would be very happy to see a sequel, and overall, I'm very excited to see Bucky and Captain America in Wakanda fighting with Black Panther in Infinity War. So,
yeah.
Do you have anything else to say?
Yambe. Yeah, if you've seen that trailer. You seen that one? The chant trailer? Where it's like all of Wakanda lined up and they're Yambe, Yambe. Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, I wanted the thing that I think made this movie not my favorite was the rhinos. Why?
Should have called them winos, because
why?
Put them in the...
Anyway, that's all we have to say about Black Panther. That's it. We've completed the road to Infinity War, Jesse. We've done it. We've done it.
What? Hey,
Now we're about to die.
Is it here yet? What time is it? Wait.
We actually did pretty good timing on that.
4 more days. 4 more days. And by the time this comes out, came out yesterday. I'm just kidding. You got this.
All right.
May the film be with you. Marvel Cinematic Universe. Are you excited for Infinity War? Let us know what you think. And then once you have seen Infinity War, come back, revisit this. Let us know what you think about all these movies. Infinity War. We'll talk about it. We'll have a review up. We'll make a big, huge deal about it. 10 years. Building up. 18, 19, 30 films. Whatever it is.
This moment.
I'll do it myself.
All
right, guys.
Yeah, and hopefully by the time we come back, my posture will be fixed.
That's cool that you can do this. America! Fuck yeah.
Peace out.